So as most of you guys know by now, Mike Huckabee said that the nuke deal with Iran is, quote, marching Israelis to the door of the oven. Now, most people have condemned him for that ridiculous comment and how bombastic it is and idiotic it is, but he does have a defender. His defender is Rick Santorum, and that's unlikely because Rick Santorum is running against Mike Huckabee. So they're both in the 2016 primaries here. But nonetheless, he went on a radio show, and here are his comments.
I got to play this for you and get your reaction. It's about the Iran deal. It's Mike Huckabee, number 30.
This president's foreign policy is the most feckless in American history. He's so naive, he would trust the Iranians, and he would take the Israelis and basically march them to the door of the oven.
Now, Huckabee's coming under huge criticism for that phrasing. Do you as well criticize him?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I think most people in Israel would probably look at that and realize that Iran is as great a threat that Israel has ever faced. They have been very, very clear about wiping Israel out. They've been very clear about pushing them into the sea. They have very much committed to destroying the state of Israel and the Jewish people. I think Governor Huckabee is absolutely right. They have remember, they hold Holocaust denying conferences in Tehran routinely. They have Holocaust denying conferences. They're trying to say that the Holocaust never occurred. Look, this is the same type of dehumanization of Jews, the same type of recreating history that we saw in Nazi Germany. So no, I see this regime as equally virulent in its hatred of Jews.
Well, I think he's getting criticized for putting the onus on the president. As marching,
the president's basically now going to be the greatest funder of terrorism in the world by opening up hundreds of billions of dollars to the Iranian government, to purvey terror all over the world.
No, you idiot. It's their money. We put sanctions on them, and we stole their money, and we strangled their economy. So for us to lift sanctions, if they promise not to get a nuke, and we check that, that's not us giving them hundreds of millions of dollars or billions of dollars. That's us allowing them access to their own money. And again, it's not like we're just doing that out of the kindness of our hearts, and we're like, hey, we like your smile. Here, take all your money back. No, what we're doing is we're saying, okay, the IAEA gets to go in there and make sure you never create a nuke ever under any circumstances. And if you prove to us that that's the case and you continue to meet the standards of the deal, then we will gradually lift the sanctions and give you back your own money. But notice, no nuance. No nuance from Rick Santorum, no nuance from Mike Huckabee, because they don't do nuance. What they do is fear-mongering. What they do is they're very similar to the extremists in Iran. Rick Santorum and Mike Huckabee are the U.S.'s version of the Ayatollah. So as you see in Iran, you have the Ayatollah who's more hawkish and more ridiculous and dumb, and you have Hassan Rouhani, for example, who's more open-minded and fair and willing to make deals, and, Obama is like that here, where he's more fair, he's more moderate, he's willing to make deals, but you have the idiot right-wingers in both places, in all places, because Netanyahu's fucking crazy too, who are trying to tank this. But let me explain something to you guys. You're not better. They think we're the polar opposite of the bad guys in Iran. No, you're the other side of the same coin of hatred and intolerance and bigotry. Because in your mind, all the Iranians are evil and wrong and bad and you can never do a deal ever, right? In the same way that in the far right's mind in Iran, they say, well, all the Americans and Israelis are bad and we can never do a deal with them ever. So you have much more in common with the people that you hate than you think you do. You're also part of the problem because you don't want to work towards peace. But the bottom line is, as we've said 100 times, this deal prevents a nuclear weapon. He makes it seem like, because he's agreeing with Huckabee, oh yeah, Obama's sending Israel to the door of the oven. Really? Then why did he fucking pay for Iron Dome, which protects them from Hamas rockets? Why do we give them billions of dollars a year in aid? That seems like a counterintuitive thing to do. If he really wants to march them to the door of the oven, he helps with their security has a funny way of saying, hey, I want you to be taken down. And then he says, well, Iran's been very clear about wiping Israel off the map. Yeah, and the U.S. has been very clear about wiping Iran off the map. How many times have I told you guys? Duncan Hunter, Representative Duncan Hunter, an elected official in America, said we should nuke Iran. Forget about that, don't you? How about John McCain, who's saying we bomb Iran, we should bomb Iran? How about Louis Gohmert, who was just musing the other day about bombing Iran, even if we get a peace deal? So of course their right wing says stupid shit. Our right wing says stupid shit too. But they want to use this as an excuse to say, fuck it, let's just go fight them. Let's forget peace completely and let's go fight them. And finally, they have a tiny military budget, you scared little punk bitch. Oh my God, they're like Nazis. Really? They're like Nazis? I mean, when Hitler basically broke the Versailles Treaty and started militarizing Germany, the amount of money they spent on militarization was ridiculous. They were a fucking powerhouse. Iran is not that. The U.S. military budget absolutely crushes Iran's military budget. Israel's military budget crushes Iran's military budget. The real fear in reality, for those of us who care about what the facts are on the ground, is that, if anything, Iran would be wiped off the map, not Israel, because Israel has the capacity to wipe Iran off the map. Iran does not have the capacity to wipe Israel off the map. So again, these are inconvenient facts that get in the way of their argument. But when he says, you heard him, Obama's the greatest funder of terrorism, he's just admitting, look, I don't have an argument and I'm just going to be bombastic and say dumb shit. Obama's the greatest funder of terrorism. And he's not talking about actual U.S. terrorism when we do interventions where we shouldn't, right? So our over 900 military bases that exist that are our military bases, 57% of our discretionary spending going towards military spending, invading Iraq and killing hundreds of thousands of civilians, being involved in 6 different countries doing military strikes. No, to him, oh, I love that. He loves that stuff. That's all fine and dandy. That's not terrorism in any way. No, what he's saying is Obama's the biggest funder of terrorism because he's going to fund Iran to do terrorism. Again, he's giving them back their own money when they meet the proper provisions of the deal. When they follow the deal, they get some of their money back. But he spins it like we're just funding Iran and we're like, go kill people, guys. You fucking idiot. Iran is fighting ISIS. They're the ones who are fighting ISIS. You know, the big, bad, horrible jihadist terrorists. The Shia militias are fighting ISIS. But of course, in Santorum world, everything is spun. It's, no, they're bad because they're Muslim and Obama bad because Obama's Obama. Vote for me.